Alright, YouTube, we're back. Been kind of busy this weekend, but we are back on our bullshit. And we're here to talk about some Crisis Core Reunion. I know the game's almost like 2 years old at this point, but we had some pretty interesting news over the weekend about the game coming to PlayStation Plus Extra, which we had talked about not too long ago, and also PlayStation Plus Premium. The game saw a massive increase of players, which isn't really a surprise considering it's a free-to-play game if you subscribe to one of those tiers for PlayStation Plus. But it's a pretty substantial increase. There's more than 1,100% players additionally on both PS4 and PS5 playing Crisis Core Reunion. It's actually just shy of 1,200%. Using a gameplay data sample from over 3.1 million active PSN accounts, courtesy of our partnership with Game Insight, which draws the majority of its PSN data from sources beyond True Trophies, we track the debut player count of every PS5 and PS4 game that comes to PlayStation Plus Extra. This includes Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which arrived as part of the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium July 2024 games lineup. By the end of its first week on Sony's subscription, week ending Sunday, July 21st, 2024, our data shows that Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion gained 1,171.83% more active PS5 and PS4 players. While ultimately, Crisis Core Reunion saw 61% fewer players than PlayStation Plus Extra's Remnant 2 in July 2024, that's still a solid showing for the Final Fantasy VII prequel. Ranked against all the other games arriving on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium this month, Crisis Core Reunion's player count boost sees the RPG comfortably take second place. Also, Crisis Core Reunion's PlayStation Plus player count managed to impressively reclaim 37.31% of the game's initial launch week player count. For context, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion had an initially strong debut, reaching number 20 on our weekly PlayStation chart back in December 2022. Now, on PlayStation Plus Extra, the game was able to jump back up to number 57 from the 577 spot. Plus, it helps that Crisis Core's PlayStation Plus debut cleverly arrives not long after its protagonist, Zack Fair, was reintroduced to fans of the series in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I thought this was kind of cool. For one, we haven't talked about Crisis Core Reunion in a while, so it's nice to have a reason to talk about the game. And we did do the PlayStation Plus Extra video about Crisis Core Reunion not that long ago, so I figured we did this also as a follow-up. It sucks that it's not in first place, but that's whatever. Remnant 2, I don't really know anything about. Not much. I mean, I never heard of the first Remnant. I only knew about this game because my cousin and his friends were getting it and playing it and stuff when it first came out. So literally the only reason I've even heard of it at all. It's cool to see the game get like a large player increase, right? More than 1,100% active players on both PS4 and PS5, and it's on a subscription service, right? It's free to play, but you do got to pay to play it technically, right? And it's still like a shit ton of people are interested in playing the game because it's free. Makes you wonder, like, if it was free to play, like, I don't know if it was ever a part of like PlayStation Plus. I don't know if they ever did that. They did it with Remake within like around about a year or so, a little less than a year of the game coming out. It was free to play. If you just had any version of PlayStation Plus. I don't know if they ever did that with Crisis Core Reunion. We might have talked about it on the channel. I could probably search it up if I wanted to. It's also great to see that it gained more than like a third of its initial launch week player count. 37% of the launch week. Like, that's pretty cool, man. It's cool to see the game doing good numbers. We love to see some love given to FF7 related stuff, right? I do think Crisis Core is a fantastic game. Mostly. Like, the mission system is not the most fun thing, obviously. But I think, like, story-wise and character-wise, there's a lot of good stuff in Crisis Core. It's the reason that Zack Fair is my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. I literally only bought a PSP back in the day to play Crisis Core. I didn't own very many games on my PSP before it was stolen. Fuck whoever stole that from me. Like Zack in the original FF7, but you don't really get much time with him, right? You get a little bit on his character, especially if you wait once Cloud learns the truth of what the past is and Zack is and who he is and all that other shit, and you go back to the Shinra Manor and get like that hidden scene that shows you kind of what happened to them. Like, you can really appreciate the character of Zack, but you still, I don't think we could qualify him as like a favorite character, I wouldn't say. Back then, it would have been Cloud, obviously, the main character. That'd be my favorite. Vincent probably would have been second, and then, I don't know, Baird or Red 13 third. When it comes to Crisis Core Reunion, they improved the game, right? They made it visually better, improved the combat a bit, improved the DMW a bit with being able to, like, store attacks and things like that. It's cool. It's a better version of Crisis Core. You can go back and forth, I guess, on the voice acting, because obviously the cast is different, and I disagree on certain aspects of that. I mean, I get Rick Gomez, I get George Newbern and shit, but like overall, like I think the cast is fine. Caleb Pierce wasn't like overwhelmingly approved by me when it comes to Remake, but I think in playing through, Rebirth now, and obviously Crisis Core Reunion when it came out, and as you get through Crisis Core Reunion, I think he grows on you as Zack, and I think he just does a great job in Rebirth. That's it for the video, my dudes. It's not like a super crazy news video or anything, but any excuse to really talk about some Zack Fair, some Crisis Core, I'm down for that. But also, it is a follow-up to like a previous video we did. So I knew when I'd seen this article the other day that I wanted to talk about it. Of course, pass off to you guys. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy Crisis Core maybe back in the day? Have you played Crisis Core Reunion? Have you played it now that it's free on PlayStation Plus Extra and or Premium? Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Search works in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, _davidYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more. And nobody out here's got it figured out. So Therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Rogaine, or leave it like Cobain.